Hi, I'm Simon Freeman. I'm here reviewing products for simonfreeman.co.uk. This is my first ever video review of a product, so please excuse me if it comes across as a bit amateurish. What I'm reviewing today is the Skechers Go Run, which is this product here, a minimalist offering from Skechers, and in fact one of only two running shoes that they actually produce. So straight out of the box, the shoe is very light, extremely light, and in terms of feel in the hands, it reminded me very much of the Nike Free or the Saucony Kimvara, in that the shoe has a very minimalist upper. There's very little to it, there's no real heel cup whatsoever, the material is very light, very thin, there's very little stitching in the upper of the shoe. So from that point of view, quite an interesting shoe and definitely part of the new minimalist movement in footwear, running footwear. From the point of view of how the shoe feels on your foot, it is very lightweight, as I say. It has these high density pods on the sole which are much harder than the rest of the material that the sole is made out of. The idea behind these is that they give a good feel for the road. They're certainly very hard, you certainly notice them. Whether or not they improve feel for the road, I don't know. They just felt slightly irritating to me, but that's the idea behind them. But as you can see, the rest of the sole is made up of one single material called Solite, which is very light. It's actually quite firm underfoot, which I really like, but maybe for somebody who is used to a more cushioned shoe it would be a little bit harsh. But the main thing about the shoe is this sort of rocker bottom effect. What they've built in is a curve in the bottom of the shoe which forces the runner forward onto their front foot. Now I must admit that I found it rather disconcerting when I first went out in the shoe. I definitely felt as though I was being pushed forward onto my forefoot, which is the idea behind the shoe. But I must admit, within a few minutes of running in it, I was quite comfortable with it. I think you transition quite quickly. I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who is used to either mid-foot or either heel striking in a normal shoe, because certainly after 3 or 4 miles I could feel it in my calves that I was more forward on my toes. But generally I would say that if this is a shoe that's aimed at the runner who is looking to transition into a more forefoot style, certainly suits Meg Keflezighi, who is their Skechers athlete who won the US marathon trials in this shoe. But he is extremely lightweight and obviously extremely efficient, running just over 2 hours for the marathon. But something that you might want to try if you want to get into minimalist forefoot running, but again I would only recommend it for initially a few short runs until you get used to it. But if anyone has any thoughts on the shoe, they've tried it, then please log on to simonfreeman.co.uk and let me know what you think.